Your co-host with my wife Janetta. Today we have an interesting topic that we're going to be discussing. It's a new project by the McCracken County Sheriff's Department, and it's called Project Lifesaver. You stay tuned and we'll be right back.
And he'd say, go with what you got. Start from where you are. Give it your best shot. Keep reaching for that star. Get in the race. Keep your own pace. Keep moving and never stop. Just go. Go with what you got.
Welcome back. I'm Jim Pollard, your co-host. Today we have a very interesting topic to discuss. It's called Project Lifesaver. It's something that we've seen a need grow, I think, as we become a more mobile society and people are able to get out, people who are sick and have dementia and different things, and use this project for children also, or just and for adults. Well, our guests today are Detective Sarah Preston and Detective Lindsay Miller, and we're going to be talking about show and tell. But ladies, I'm going to let you start explaining this. And I think the first question that I want to ask is, are these things the same, or do they operate in tandem with each other?
They're different. This is a long-range receiver, and then this is the short range, or shorter range. So if Detective Preston had that on and she wandered off somewhere, the caregiver would call us, and we'd go to the site of where they last were seen. We'd turn this on, and it gives off a tone that beeps, and we'd be able to locate as we get closer. The tone gets stronger. We'd be able to locate where she was at.
Okay, so this is actually like a GPS unit, right? In essence.
No, it's more like this is your transmitter,
Okay.
and we call the client would wear this somewhere on their body. They go missing. It has its own number to it, like 625. So they go missing. We tell the rescue crew that's going to go looking for them, program into whichever machine they're working on. Again, short range, long range, and they program it in here on the top, the little number 625, and only this client has that number assigned to them. And the way it works is, as you get closer, the chirping gets louder and closer. So it's like chirp, chirp.
And so when you program in the number of that sender, that's the only one it'll pick up.
It's the only one it'll pick up. Every client has their own number assigned to them for the transmitter, and that's what this is, a transmitter.
So now, are there some people who wear that all the time?
The point of having it would be for patients that have dementia or Alzheimer's.
To wear it all the time?
Mm-hmm. Kids especially, or people that have extreme autism, they'd either wear it on the wrist, or you can put it in your shoe, or a part of you that you know that the person when they leave is going to have with them. So if they go wander, you'd be able to find them.
And you know, this happens. I had a friend of mine whose mother had Alzheimer's, and they took care of her. She and her sister took care of her for a long time. And she was missing one day. Of course, then we didn't have anything like this, and she panicked. And so I'm sure it's very hard to keep up with.
Having this will cut down your response time of finding them to maybe 30 minutes, whereas I've gone on searches, and you probably have too, that have taken hours upon hours, man time, having everybody come in and look, and they're really close to home, hiding behind a bush. And if we would have had this,
you could have found them
could
right
have found
away.
them really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is for, is to kind of help the time in finding them be reduced. And it saves money for the department is with manpower.
Okay, how does somebody get one of those?
We're actually going to be having where you go through the Sheriff's Department, and you'll have to sign up. There's a client profile list you fill out, which it's pretty long, but it tells us about the client, because it's for different types of people, but the main thing is for people that wander. So if you have an autistic person, they're going to be different from a person with Alzheimer's. You fill out the form. You have to pay a startup fee, which is around $300, which covers this equipment, and then a monthly fee of $25, which covers one of us will be coming and checking the equipment monthly, the battery, things like that. And then they get fitted for it, like she said, you wear it either on your body, on your shoe, on your cane, whatever you're going to take with you, and you're pretty much in the program.
Is there a limit to how many you can handle? I mean, how many people you can actually have signed up in the program?
No, whoever signs up will be able to get the bracelets for them. There's no limit. It's endless. As many people want to sign up as they want, they can.
Okay. Is any of this satellite connected? I mean, for long distance?
No.
You got to get within a certain distance of them for it to pick them up, right?
One of the problems with GPS, which people are having problems with, is I don't know if you have a GPS like a TomTom or a Garmin, once you go under a bridge or underneath something, you lose the signal.
Right.
So the benefits to this is that you don't lose the signal regardless of where they are, and that's one of the reasons why they're pushing this so much more than GPS now.
And y'all actually got a grant for the first part of it?
We did. It got, I believe we got 10 bracelets. We got 2 of these machines and then that one. And then the sheriff is in the process of ordering some more, which we're going to do fundraising for and be able to
we don't want anybody to think that the $300 to start up, well, I can't afford that. We're trying to do fundraising to buy the equipment so that we have the equipment. So
you can have some grants.
Yeah, so if you can't afford it, we want to be able to help them because this is for people that need it, and we don't want them to think, well, I don't have the money, I can't be on it.
Right.
If you need it, we want you on it because it'll help you and it'll help us.
Oh, I'm sure it would cut down on your time a lot.
Yeah, because y'all are the ones who have to go looking for them, right?
Yes, and if you have an elderly person, which we have one that we deal with a lot, who is always in the road and could very easily get run over, so it could turn tragic quickly. Where if we have, if that person has one of these, could find them really quick.
How long has this been out, this particular type of equipment?
The program started in Virginia, Chesapeake in 1999. And we started, I believe we got the equipment about a month and a half ago, but we haven't, the logistics of it or getting things started and stuff like that, it's taking a little bit of time, and we're starting to get kicked off.
Well, I'm sure it would take time, and 'cause anything new, any new concept, and just getting people to accept it, it will be part of the process of getting it done. So you have 2 of these now?
Yes.
And 1 of those?
Yes.
And do you have anybody on the program right now?
We have not anybody yet because we haven't started we were still trying to figure out the funding and how much it was going to cost, and the logistics of it all.
I guess that's the reason the sheriff wanted us to do a show. But no, he talked to us about doing it, to my director in there, about doing this because it was new and he wanted to get the word out. And there was a piece in the paper, I think, also. There was an article in the paper about it. But our show is on cable, and it's aimed at people 50 and older, which is a big part of your audience that you would be trying to reach anyway, would be the older people who have dementia or different things. And of course, you say you use it for kids also, for
autistic children or even autistic adults.
Yeah, so that's good. So you said it started in '99?
In Chesapeake, Virginia.
So it's got a pretty good track record then.
They said they've had over 1,400 saves or fines, I guess, since it started,
Well,
which is
that's good. Yeah, yeah. We went up on the internet and looked at their website and some of the things, and it looked pretty impressive. That what it's good for.
I noticed that they have it in Australia and Canada as well as United States.
It hasn't kicked off as strong as it hasn't caught on as fast as I think a lot of people have wanted, but it's starting to spread.
Well, like he said, some people are afraid of technology. They really are, and they don't understand it, and so that would make it difficult. And you always hear funny stories. When we lived in Florida for many years, and they said there was a gentleman down there that the kids took his car away from him, because there comes a time when you can't drive. But he just went out and bought him another car.
He had the money. He had the money. They sold his car, and he went looking for it. One day he went out and bought him another one. You know.
So it's one way to
I
go
say-
around your kids.
Yeah.
I say it's funny. It was funny, but if it happened to us, it wouldn't be too funny. You know what I'm saying?
But this is a pretty new concept. This is kind of the concept. I like to watch a lot of wildlife shows that they use in tracking wildlife. isn't it?
With the trackers that they pinch in ears. And,
And that they put on, and it's you know, and that's the way a lot of technology comes about. They test it in different places and try it in different things and see that it works. And now we've actually used them on humans, and I think it's a great concept and one that's needed. That is a signal thing, isn't
It's
it?
a
Right?
transmitter is what it's called, yes.
It's just
That's
a
what gives off the signal that these pick up.
And it's got a chip in there with it that has a number designation on it then, which is going to match up to what you dial into that.
Correct. That's what you would put into, to program into these.
And then it'll just track it according to that. And again, like you said, a lot of times the people are found close by, aren't they? I mean, they may think they're way away, but they're not. They're actually close by, and I guess the first place you go to start is the home, and then go from there, don't you? And then track them out from there. Well, that's interesting that this concept is available. Pretty expensive equipment.
These are about $300 a piece. And then the transmitters, I can't remember the price, but inside they each have a battery inside on the back, and that has to be changed every month, which will be our job to go in and change the battery. And then there's also a little O-ring, which has to be changed if it wears out, because this is water resistant.
To make it water resistant.
And of course, these, if they break or they lose them or take them off or whatever, have to be replaced.
Well, $300 is not bad though, when you think about
Just for a
that
startup,
piece
you
of
know.
equipment. Yeah, you know, and for a piece of equipment like that. Well, our first half is over, believe it or not, and so we're going to take a break here. And when we come back, we're going to be discussing more about the Lifesaver project. So you stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Diseases will be cured here. A new form of energy will be discovered here. And here, the first flight to Mars will be launched. From inside this room, the latest social media craze will be created, as will the most downloaded song of all time. And in here, the next blockbuster 3D movie will be made, because great futures start here. It's where the Boys and Girls Clubs, in partnership with Microsoft and Comcast, are teaching kids computer skills in a program called Club Tech. It's just another way we're helping millions of students succeed today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Welcome back. Our guests today are Detective Sarah Preston and Detective Lindsay Miller. Glad to have you with us. Talking about the Project Lifesaver, which is a new project for the McCracken County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff John Hayden. And we've talked about some of this interesting equipment. Looks like we're wanting to get airborne or something, I don't know, but it works, and that's the interesting thing about it. It's actually a locator project, I guess you call it a locator project, to locate people who are lost or have wandered off and don't know how to find their way back. And this is happening more and more frequently as people live longer and we have more people involved who have dementia and other diseases or handicaps. And so this is a good project. I'm excited about it, and I think we'll see a lot of use of it in the days to come. You had a story you want to tell us about.
When we were training to learn how to use the equipment, our instructor came in from Virginia to train us. And part of the training is he would put the transmitter on himself, and we were at the rescue building off of Coleman Road, and he would go anywhere. He wouldn't tell us where, and we had to find him with the equipment. And so we found the transmitter, which wasn't on him, it was on a Home Depot employee. It's that accurate that from where we were at, we were able to locate this individual wearing the transmitter. So it's not just, you know, looking for him. We were able to actually find the transmitter on somebody we had no clue who they were. So it's very, very accurate.
That's good. That's good. So, did you get on him when he did that?
Oh, we all laughed.
She was sitting in the break room eating lunch
with
With
the
this on.
with that on.
We
Wow.
picked it up through the building. We were outside and we weren't exactly sure where it was coming from, but eventually we figured out that it was coming from inside the building, and the signal was coming through the walls because we were on the back side of Home Depot, and we went inside and we located her.
That's interesting because being able to deal with that much metal to begin with, and that much wall to actually get the signal through there, that means that it's pretty good equipment, pretty sensitive equipment then.
It is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are you going to use this? I'm like, no, criminal wouldn't put one on. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't want you to know where they were with it.
No, it's only for people with
Only for the.
that wander.
They have the bracelets that they can put on the criminals.
Okay.
Once they can't, they'd get this off pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, I think they would too. After I said that, I thought, no.
Is the program open for participants now?
We have an informational meeting tomorrow, which we're going to share with the community about how to get started, how it works, and things like that. And after that, we're going to go ahead and start signing people up.
So by the time this program airs, you'll be able to sign people up then?
Yes, and they can just call the sheriff's department.
And will
Okay.
there be training periods, you know, every so often, or, you know,
I
to
think she
train?
means informational periods for the public.
We've printed up brochures that pretty much should cover any question anybody has.
Oh,
We're just kind of doing this informational meeting to kind of get it started, to kick off the program, to hopefully get more people aware of actually what we're doing and what it's about.
Do you have this brochure in PDF form?
I do.
If you can send it to me, I can put it up on our website.
Okay, I'd be glad to.
Yeah, and because we try to have a page on every program that we have where we can put up something about it, and if they have a brochure or information or stuff like that, then we can just tell people to go to our website, which is thefabulousfifties.net, and then they can download or read or do whatever they want to do and get more information that way. And that way it's up there. I mean, and if you need to send somebody there to the site, you can tell them also. This program, by the way, will be streamed, and you can send people to see it on the internet at any time. It'll be up in a few days, and then people can just go there and find out more information about what's going on also. We're fortunate that we're able to get them up and archive them now, and so we leave them up that way. Again, I can't say enough about how impressed I am with the program, because I think it's one that we've needed for a long time to help find people in the area. And you two are the primaries for the project then.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and so but you have other duties as well.
There's a team of us that have been trained on the equipment on how to use it. So we're not the only ones responding to look for someone.
Okay, so there'll actually be
There's a
several
team.
of you.
I think we had about 8 people at the training.
That's good, yeah. Well, you would need them, you know. If all of a sudden 3 people got missing at the same time, you'd need those 3 teams out there looking for them at the same time. So that's good enough. So the sheriff is putting the money and the resources into the project that it needs. Now, what are some of the fundraisers? Have you got any idea about some of the fundraisers you're going to be doing?
I believe the sheriff's starting a bank account so that people can donate money if they want to. And there's the Autism Foundation here in town is going to be doing fundraising, and the Alzheimer's Foundation, I'm not exactly sure the names of them, but they're going to be doing fundraising as well, and we'll be participating and helping out.
Okay, yeah, we've, each of these different organizations are part of it. We've had different ones from different Alzheimer's and ones on our show before, and so they're always interested in this. And I think this is Alzheimer's month, as a matter of fact. So they're doing some extra fundraising this month as well also. And you'll be letting the people know what's going on and different parts of it.
I believe we're also going to put some information up on the Sheriff's Department website, so if people have questions, they can go there too.
Good, good, okay. Anything else you can tell us about the equipment actually and how it works? Electronics always fascinate me.
It's pretty simple. I mean, just you program it, and you look for the chirp, and you kind of locate it, and you just keep going in till you get closer. It's very, very simple. We do have some equipment where you can sit in a vehicle with one of a smaller version of this or this one, and hook it into the car and put an antenna on top of the car. So if you have teams that are out kind of circling the perimeter of where they might be, they can help locate that way.
So it can actually work inside or outside.
Yes.
And that would make it a whole lot more portable.
And you can also use it in an airplane as well.
Oh, you can?
If you had access to one, we could use it in an airplane as well.
What's the distance on this approximately?
I believe it was 5 miles
Oh, that's big.
I think
in the
it was
air,
about 5 miles.
and then a mile on the ground, I believe.
That's good.
That's pretty good distance.
That's good distance. Y'all don't have an airplane, do you?
No, but if someone wants to donate one, we'll definitely take
You're
it.
open, you're open.
As she was saying earlier, we lived in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County for 21 years. They had helicopters, they had airplanes.
They got everything down there.
And
They need them.
they need them. We came in one night, and I was up here building our house, and I'd fly the red eye back home right before we moved up here, and she picked me up at the airport about 12:30. She said, something's going on in the neighborhood, and I said, why do you say that? She said, because as I was coming out, the emergency vehicles in the Sheriff's Department was rolling in with the lights on, and so we got ready to turn in. It was one way in, and Deputy Sheriff was out there, and he said, you can't go in. I said, well, I live down there. He said, oh, okay. He said, but get to your house and get in and stay. So I didn't think much. I went halfway down the road, and I saw another one that I knew, and I stopped, and I said, what's going on? He said, well, he said, there's a man down there that came in with his 2 kids from the basketball game tonight, and there was 2 in the bushes waiting on him, and there's 2 dead down there, and we were hunting for one of the shooters. He says, get in your house, turn your lights on, and call us if anything happens. And of course, all night long, that helicopter with its lights was flying over
The
there.
thing about it was here, I was walking out of my house at midnight, not knowing there's, murderers running around.
Coming to get me at the airport.
Yeah, to go pick him up. But you could, anything in South Florida, anything.
Yeah,
You
but
could get into it.
it was something else. But again, I think this is pretty important that we have this equipment here, and it's a project that I think the people will embrace once they know about it. And I know that part of your job is to let them know about what it is and that it is available. And so that's going to be very important that we do. As you buy more of these, will they be in the cars or will they be in the office?
We'll probably have, if we get enough for each deputy, we'll probably keep them in the car, but for right now, they're in the office.
Yeah. You really wouldn't need one for each car, though, would you?
No.
No.
You have to be trained on them to even be able to use them. The training is 2 days of training on it.
Are y'all qualified to do the training now, you two?
We're instructors.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I figured that you were the instructor. You could do the training now. Well, anything else we need to know?
It's pretty basic.
Well, but that's good, though, that it is. That it is basic.
It really, if it's tech, it really does need to be simple because so many people, are not high tech. I'm not high tech. He is, but, and so it's, it's, you just have to look at it for a while. But it's great.
Well, we appreciate y'all being here with us today and explaining this to us. And I would hope that as you use it and as you get some more stories, in the future, that we might come back and talk about some of the actual cases. And I know due to privacy, we can't use names and things like that. We've been working in the health field, so we're this HIPAA and this Privacy Act and everything. We're so familiar with that and what you can and what you can't do. But I think that we're going to see stories in the future. And as my foster son, who's an anti-terrorism specialist, says, and for years he was a naval intelligence officer, and I would ask him about something going on, And he'd say, well, that's been on CNN, I can talk about it. So I guess if you've got a story and it's been in the newspaper, then we can talk about it, you know. But prior to that, I understand the privacy of it and everything. But again, it's good that y'all been here with us and explained this to us. And we're excited about it, and I know the community is excited about it also. And we know that Sheriff Hayden is, we appreciate him and the work that he does, and that he's trying to stay on top of what's happening and going on, because there is so much that's going on today. Oh man, so much going on. But we appreciate him also. And for those of you who are watching by our audience out there, we want to remind you to watch our show every week. We'll be talking about something new and different each and every week, and we want you to be part of our show. If you have a suggestion for a show, be sure and let us know. You can reach us at thefabulous50s.net. Our email address is jim@thefabulous50s.net, and we encourage you to do that. Remember now, use it or lose it.
Can't see as well as I used to, can't run as far or as fast. Sometimes I think that the old me is becoming exactly that. But when I start thinking of all I don't have, that's when I tell poor me Beethoven was 50 and deaf as a post when he wrote his Ninth Symphony. And he'd say, go with what you got, start from where you are, give it your best shot, keep reaching for that star. Get in the race, keep your own pace, keep moving and never stop. Just go